husband and I have a daughter, as Pastor Chris mentioned, and she loves roller coasters. Her and my husband, they have that in common. I'm a flow. Okay. So, my husband and my daughter research the fastest and the highest roller coasters in the world. And they discover that 3 of them find their home in one theme park in Ohio. Well, of course, what else is there to do but to go, right? So we save our money and we plan a family trip to this theme park. Fast forward, we are in line waiting for the first roller coaster. Now, I'm looking. You know when you go to the theme park, you like watch the ride before you get on it, right? So I'm watching. And some roller coasters, maybe you've noticed, they go up and they give you a little time to kind of get yourself together, a little twist, a little turn before they take you down. Right, you know that little resting place right before you go down. Yeah, not this one. This one shot you up at some ridiculous speed and shot you straight back down like faster. And I'm watching. And I'm watching the people in line. And they worry. They look at me, I'm scared, and they worry. There's one little lady, I think she was crying. And I felt bad for her. So now we're in the seat. And I want to be honest with you, the only thing I could think was, Lord, how did I get here? Why did I agree to this? How did I get myself into this? Lord, please help me. Literally, I said, Lord, please help me. Now, maybe it's not a roller coaster, but maybe you've had a situation. In fact, I know you have because you're in here. You've had a situation where all you could say was, Lord, please help me. I'm by myself on that. I must be by myself on that because I got one little person saying, yes, that's me. Okay, I didn't start off right. Let me be clear. I like interaction. Not for me, but we are not at the movies, right? Some of y'all probably talk back to the movie, but let this be an interactive experience. Right? Let us stir one another up. Okay? So, help me as God helps us. Is that fair? Okay. So if you've had that feeling where all you can say is, Lord, please help me, then you can relate to our text. And so now this is where we get to the text. Can you stand with me? Do we have the text? Matthew 14, 24, 32. Do we have that? I love it. Awesome. I'm going to read it right here. Meanwhile, the disciples were in trouble far away from the land, for a strong wind had risen, and they were fighting heavy waves. About 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came toward them, walking on the water. When the disciples saw him walking on the water, they were terrified. In their fear, they cried out, "It's a ghost." But Jesus spoke to them at once. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Take courage. I am here." Verse 28, then Peter called to him, "Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you, walking on the water." "Yes, come," Jesus said. So Peter went over to the side of the boat and walked on the water toward Jesus. But when he saw the strong wind and waves, he was terrified and began to sink. "Save me, Lord," he shouted. Verse 31, Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. "You have so little faith," Jesus said. "Why did you doubt me?" When they climbed back into the boat, the wind stopped. You guys can be seated, please. I got a little excited. So that scripture is commonly associated with faith, Peter's lack of faith, right? We know, you probably heard it connected to that. I want to take a little bit different approach to that. I want to focus on 29 and 30, just for right now. I believe Peter finds himself in this situation because he got distracted. And I believe this text offers us some insight how to recognize, avoid, and overcome the distractions in our lives. So for today, just for the moment that we're together, let's talk on the topic, get your butt out the way.
Come on.
Oh, y'all like that? I guess I did. Okay. So we're going to call it what it is. Verse 30 begins with the word but. Y'all see it just like I do, right? That's all right. We saw it, right? But what is Peter doing before the but? Do you remember the scripture? What was he making his way to do? Do you remember? He was walking toward Jesus, right? In his way toward Jesus. The but happens. After the but, that's when he becomes paralyzed and begins to sink. So here's what we know. The but marks Peter's distraction. That gives us the clue that he has become distracted, and it's the distraction that fosters his fall. Are you with me?
Yes.
So what does that mean for you in your life? Your distraction is any excuse, any reason, any rationale, any person, any situation, any circumstance that stops you from progressing toward or takes your attention away from God and his plan for your life. Are you still with me? Okay. So our life gives us clues, right? And typically they show up in areas of your life where you have stopped growing, where you have stopped progressing, where you have stopped maturing, where you have stopped strengthening yourself. Have you ever said or even thought, I would forgive, fill in the word for me, but I would go back to school, change my job, find a new career. I would be more involved in church or community. I would stay away from that man or that woman that tempts me and focus more on my marriage. I would take better care of my body, physically and mentally. I would stop the abuse, get out of that relationship, admit the addiction, and get some help. Just like Peter, the but marks our distraction. Whatever comes after the but is what we are allowing to block and get in the way of our progress toward God. I didn't come to judge, because I'm in the same boat you in. I came to talk about the opportunity. Because the but, while it can be a distraction, it does bring us an opportunity. An opportunity to live our lives consciously in a way that allows us to pay attention to what we're thinking and feeling and what we're doing so that we can keep our butt out of places it does not belong. Okay? Are you with me? When we connect to God, when we check in to get his confirmation, when we engage his power, we can avoid distractions in our life.